Welcome in, listeners. We are here with 21-year-old Erin Valenti. She is a survivor of sexual violence herself and an advocate for those who are victims. Erin, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Tracy. Thanks. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. So I brought you here today. We're going to discuss the bill that you are involved in.
Yep.
What exactly is this bill that you are an advocate for?
So this bill, currently, Wyoming does not have any sort of protection order against survivors of sexual assault. In order to get a restraining order, you need to prove harassment or stalking. So this bill is specifically for survivors of sexual assault.
So with this bill, it would be a little bit easier for people to be protected against the people who have committed these crimes against them?
Right. So no contact. Yeah, it keeps them safe from their perpetrator.
What if somebody were to move to a different state? Would that still be in effect?
The great part about this bill is it is nationwide. So if we get this bill passed in Wyoming and you get it and you go travel to California, it's still in effect. Yep.
Do other states have anything similar right now?
There are other states right now who have protection orders for sexual assault, but not all of them.
So I know that this is something that's very personal for you. Do you want to tell me a little bit about your story and how you decided to get involved with this?
6 months ago, I was held at gunpoint and raped here in Laramie. I've been in really close contact with the police and with Safe Project, which is a really, really great resource we have here in our community, and also with the Crime Victim Witness Services. He was being charged for rape at the first degree, kidnapping, aggravated burglary because the gun he used he stole, and use of a firearm while committing a felony. And he is pleading guilty to the aggravated burglary. There's a lot that goes on with juries and with trials that's so much more complicated than what we see on TV and what we think. We almost took it to trial, but I realized that I could use my voice in other ways, and I know that this aggravated burglary is a violent felony and it will significantly impact his life. So that's why I'm okay with this plea bargain.
What made you decide that you wanted to get involved with this?
Well, when Safe first gave me the packet, I got a list of stats, and the two that really got me was 60% of sexual assaults are not reported to the police. And the other one that got me is only 3% of perpetrators ever spend even one day in jail. And that's not okay. That makes for a very dangerous world that we live in. And since I've been working so closely with Safe, I asked them if there was anything I could do to get involved, to use my voice. And they mentioned that there's been a bill, and it's gone up to the senators twice now, and they've revised it and looked at it and changed some wording. It was the third time that the senators have reviewed this bill, and I went and I testified and I told them my story. And I told them also that I feel lucky that my perpetrator is in jail right now, because there are girls on campus, on UW, who have to go and they have to see the person who date raped them in the union or even in their classes. And that does not make for a conducive learning environment. So many of these girls and males will drop out of those classes and move back home. And that's not what we want for UW. We want people to graduate and to be successful. And if they can't feel safe in your own school, there's a problem. And this bill would help victims to feel safe and to have that protection. They can go to class without worrying about who's going to be in it and if they're going to see their perpetrator.
So what's the next step for you with this bill?
The next step for me, the chairman actually asked me to come, and when the bill, since it got passed this time, it moves up to the House. So the chairman asked me to come to Cheyenne in January and testify there to the House to help the House members get a perspective from a victim.
And being an advocate against sexual violence, what kind of things do you have to say to people who might be victims themselves?
If I didn't get the help that I'm getting right now, I don't think I would be alive. So I urge victims and survivors to not keep it a secret. You don't need to be ashamed because you didn't deserve it, and you don't need to go through it alone. You can get help, and the help that you deserve and the help that you need, by speaking out and telling somebody.
Erin, I just want to say thank you for coming in and sharing your story, and I wish you the best of luck with this bill.
Thank you so much, Tracy.